It's wonderful to hear that one line from the gospel today, where Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest." I don't know about you, but over these months, I have been trying to get rest from my anxiety. My anxiety level goes up and it comes down. I watch television, I watch the news, whatever channel. And all it does is feed my anxiety. And I'm so tired of living an anxious life that I don't watch it anymore. I guess God drags us into prayer in various ways. So I've been using more and more time for prayer, especially in the morning, and trying to keep the focus on what Jesus really is telling us and how it is that we will find our peace and our rest and the real answer to a situation which seems impossible. We're bombarded with questions. Should it be the federal government or the governors who determine what we're supposed to do? Should we wear a mask? Should we not wear a mask? Should we open the economy? How are people making it whose lives and their sustenance is no longer there because they can't invite crowds in? Should we be able to go to the beach and celebrate the 4th of July? How are we going to be able to gather? And on, and on, and on. So where do we look for this? We can't extract ourselves from the situation. But what we can do is extract the anxiety from our hearts by letting ourselves be dominated by the love of God in us. We want the prophecy of Zechariah to come to fulfillment, where this Savior is going to come riding on a donkey. Jesus doesn't purport to come on a horse or some military tank. He doesn't purport to come with a bow and arrow which is arms, but he comes in meekness to grant us a dominion. The first reading says dominion. What that means is he wants to reign not only externally, but in us. And that's especially true when the situation is so complex and whatever decisions are made with regard to our social situation and our political situation and our economic situation, that the only thing we have the control over is what we do with our hearts. Very important. And it throws us back on ourselves when we say we refuse to give in to the anxiety that is created by all these people who are seeking human solutions which are only based on self-interest most of the time. So St. Paul tells us in the second reading, don't be in the flesh. What he means by that, he's not talking about sexual sins. And in the past, that was the only thing we ever read into that particular passage. He's not talking about that. He's talking about us living in the flesh, which means we are enclosed in ourselves, seeking human conditions, human solutions to immense problems, and the solution won't be found in our little heads. The only place that a solution will come is when Jesus and the Father invite us into that relationship between the two of them, which is the ultimate divine relationship of love. And he says, Father, you have revealed this to the little ones, the children, the ones who learn by osmosis, the ones who are sponges, the ones who sop up the love which is being given them. And it is precisely in that sopping up of that love that we understand what Jesus means when he says, come to me, all you who labor and are burdened. I know the anxiety level is on you. I know that the situation seems to be impossible. I know that we get so fed up with trying to find people who can govern us, who are really, really looking not for political gain, but looking for the good of the people. So come to me. Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. These are the most comforting words that we have in the New Testament. Take my yoke. You know, the yoke is that piece of wood that goes over and the heads and necks of two oxen, and they have to pull together. Sometimes the yokes chafe their neck. And Jesus is saying, take my yoke. It's light. It's not a burden. But when you're yoked with me, you will walk the way to life and truth. You will walk with me in my love. And here is our solution as Christians. That no matter what situations in which we find ourselves, in which we are trying to change and rectify all racism, getting rid of racism, become anti-racists on the one hand, and still cherish the people who try to protect our lives in the public square by being officers of peace. We always put these in contrast to each other. But no matter where we go, as long as we are looking to see the implications of Christ's love as we walk with Him, and that's what this passage is all about, take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart. Meekness doesn't mean you're squeamish. Meekness requires strength. And the strength that it requires is somebody who is so in touch with him or herself that will not allow that anxiety to take over and will state the truth as they see it, but never ram it down somebody else's throat. That's the meek person. It takes a very strong person to be meek. And if we follow Jesus, we're yoked with Him, we will have that love that allows us to be that people of meekness, speaking our truth with humility, and that humility is the truthfulness about ourselves, that we didn't make ourselves, and we have come from dust, and we're going to go back to dust. And in the meantime, if we walked with Jesus and we are yoked with Him, that will be our answer to the world. And that's the only answer that Christians can give. Take my yoke. It is easy, and my burden, it is light. And here it is, you will find rest for yourselves. So in this time, I don't know about you. I mean, my anxiety level goes up. I get angry. I want to go out and scream. I want to get out of the house. I have cabin fever. All these kinds of things. I'm tired of it. I want to be near people. I can't be near people. And my anxiety goes up. It's a bouncing ball for me. I don't know how it is for you. But come to me, all you who labor and are burdened. Take up my yoke. It's easy. Seek meekness. Seek humility. And your hearts will find rest.